Well, I made a few changes up front. I wonder if you can see what they are from here. Well, watch the rest of the video and I'll show you what I did. So, I want to utilize this switch here for another feature. So I went off the back and I pulled out the actual wire from the switch, and I'm going to connect my meter or tester, I should say, to the switch. Kind of hard to do this with one hand. Just give me a sec. Oh. Yeah, I've got it. I'm going to turn it on. Picking up the signal there. The cables that go to the back. I see it going through there, so I'll go to the back. And I'll start. And there's my signal. So I know it's going to my plug C14. And there's the wire it's going to right here. So I can trace that wire from here and use that for future circuits. I hope that helps. Oh, this may look like a wiring mess to you, but it's fine for me. I've just got some of the split loom off. I replaced my rear backup lights. I'll show you in a bit. They were under the bumper, and every time I went through the country or back roads, I'd damage them, so I decided to put them up a little higher. And I also added a couple spotlights, and I also have a rear backup camera. So I utilized the existing power cables for the ambulance, for the lights, the wig-wag and others, to power the unit. So I still have a few extra wires because I do plan to put a power awning on the back as well as the on the side. So I'll use those wires that are already existing for future projects. So that's what it looks like now. I'm just gonna put the split loom back over, cover up the lines, and put the back on. Okay, I put the split loom on, tie wrapped it, and now I'm just going to double check to make sure that the lights do work. No sense in putting it all back together and find out that I missed something. So always good to check before you assemble everything. Okay, the two small lights are for my backup and my backup camera, and these two spots here I put in for just in case I'm in the back country in the bushes and have to back up. Sometimes I need a little extra light. So, and they're all working, so I'm going to finish installing the back. Well, when I started tracing my wires to for my rear lights, and I was going to rewire the lights for the front spots, I decided to do a little cleanup, and I also decided I painted my two panels here and the one on the other side. They're getting to look a little shabby, so I think it looks pretty good. And I used my signal tracer. I opened the panel up, and I used my signal tracer to trace these two wires and the light bar, just to double check, and also my auxiliary lights. I had an intermittent on here, just turned to be a loose ground on the connection on the lights itself. I just relied on the existing ground, but after a few years things do go bad. So this turns on my USB charger up here, pointed up to there. This is my cell phone holder that has built-in wireless charger. I made that myself, just a bit of scrap metal. And then my rear spot turns on here, will always go on. My front driving lights will only go on when I have my headlights on. And I've already worked on the rewiring of my awning that I'm building for the top. That'll go in and out automatically, but it'll be like open and close. So that's another future project. So I think it's starting to look really good. Like I said, I used my signal tracer to help track down the wires. Even though the wires are labeled big huge bunches, it's just so much easier with that, and I'll show you how I use that in a little bit. I'll go into the electrical panel now. Okay, in my electrical panel, I use the signal tracer to trace the switch into here, and then I found this relay here is for was for the rear wig-wag, and now it's for my rear spot, so that's all done. The switches up here, I should label them. This is my right side outside lights, left side, and my rear. I'm going to label those too. Just makes it a little easier. I've utilized about 8 of the relays so far. I want to keep them in. Once I'm finished with everything, I might remove some things and change a few things around. But like I said, I like to use a lot of the stuff that's still there. And in the process of also charging one of my Ryobi batteries. And that's about it for in there. I'll just go in the back again. And the back, those are my lights. Now that they're off, you can see them a little better. Working on that. Also, yesterday was a nice day. I restained my rear bumper. Got some cherry blossoms going on them. And I did both fenders. It looks a little bit better after a year of going out use. This time it started raining today. For the next couple sunny days, I'm going to put a few more coats of outdoor Verithin on it just to keep it going better. These are the 2 main tools that I use all the time. I keep these in my ambulance all the time for tracing out wires, checking voltage, current draw. So my Sperry wire tracer here I use for tracing down wires. I turn it on, and it has one lead I hook up to ground, the black to ground, to the wire I'm trying to find. It has a inductor pickup, and you can trace wires down this way. So I use this to trace the wires from my control panel up front to the maze of wires in my electrical panel. It just helps me find which plug the wires are going to, not the exact same one, but very close. That way I can take the plug off and I can check it out further. I did the same thing for the wires on the back. I connected this to the wires that were open, and then I hooked it up and I found where it goes to, what relay it went to, and I tied them both together. So it really does help. I use my meter all the time for checking voltage, for switching, finding grounds. I have also does just put it onto sound check, so if I got a short, it'll beep so I can hear it. So if I'm trying to check a wire a little bit further away, it's great for that. So it does DC, AC, milliamps. There's a lot of features that you won't need it on your vehicle, but if you're having problems with the inverter, you can check your voltage to make sure it's putting out 120 volts AC. So yeah, I will put 2 links to where I got these from on my description. I put 2 LED light strips to where the strobes used to be, and just as an extension to my turn signal for left or right. I think it works pretty good. I'm thinking of adding 2 more turn signals up higher up on the back of the ambulance to make it more visible. I've also not decided what I'm going to do with the 2 red lights on the back. If you have any ideas, give me a suggestion in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'd like to thank all my new subscribers I've gotten the last month. I really appreciate it.